Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about my favorite pretty privileges. This is a little bit more lighthearted because I know that I usually kind of talk about the dark side, but I do want to talk about the things I really do enjoy. So in this video, I'm just going to be naming my top 5 favorite things about being a pretty girl. So I'm just going to jump straight into it. My number one favorite thing is I get compliments now from both genders. And the compliments I get now are more in regards to my looks. Like, I have people compliment my body shape, which is another one of my favorites. I have people compliment my hair, my makeup, my outfits. As to when I was big, I would get compliments on my personality and how funny I was. Now, I get compliments on how beautiful I look, and I really do love that. And another thing, which I think is absolutely adorable, is children like to compliment me too. Like, they love being around me. Like, every time I'm around, like, children that I don't know, they're always like, oh my gosh, you're so pretty. You look like a princess. Stuff like that. And it just warms my heart. That's like one of my favorite things. Like, not only is it extremely adorable, but when kids compliment you and tell you that you're pretty. Like, you just automatically won. Number 2 is I get pulled over a lot, but I never get tickets. It happens every single time. And at first I had no idea why until like this guy I was dating, he told me like, "Oh, it's because pretty girls don't get tickets." And I guess that's the reason why, because I remember I literally got pulled over one time for something where I was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm definitely going to get a ticket." The man had just let me off like scotch free. I don't know how that happened, but I'm grateful for not getting a ticket ever. Like, I always get a slap on the wrist. I don't know why, but I always get a slap on the wrist when it comes to that type of stuff. I never get tickets. Number 3, when I'm like at the store or just any public place, if I see a guy that looks good and we lock eyes with each other, or sometimes even if we don't lock eyes with each other, 9 times out of 10, that guy will come over and ask me for my number. And I attracted a lot of good looking dudes this way. I've attracted like dudes who lived in very nice areas and had nice cars and they had money and they spoiled me. That's like my favorite one, is like when you look good, you attract more guys of quality, like dudes who look good, dudes who got money and places to stay. And I feel like the biggest misconception is that, oh, the worse a guy looks, the more well off he is. But most of the time, that's not true. When a dude looks good, he usually lives a good lifestyle. I know people will say to like completely downgrade your standards for looks, but please don't do that. I have met a lot of ugly broke guys and a lot of handsome dudes with money, so give it a try. And another thing I want to add is I feel like guys are a lot more forgiving and kinder when you're a pretty girl in the relationship. Like, let's say I did something that guy didn't really like that. A lot of times men are very quick to forgive me when they're mad. I also feel like guys try very, very hard to keep me in their lives. Like, let's say like I'm talking to a guy, or I had like an ex where I just didn't really want to be with them anymore because of differences. A lot of them would try to like do grand gestures in order to keep me in their life. So that's another cool thing. But I guess like a downside of that is I've had a lot of stalkers. I had like a lot of men not leave me alone in certain situations. And oh my gosh, this is supposed to be a positive video, but I guess with the male attention, it's both good and bad. But I would say like the good thing is just, it's an ego boost for sure, because I'm comparing it to when I was bigger and when I would break up with the guy and I feel like he wouldn't fight as hard for me. Now it's like completely different. I feel a lot more seen with men, and I feel like the times I have with men are a lot more enjoyable. Number 4, strangers are a lot more helpful and a lot more generous. Like, even if I'm just popping up my hood to put some antifreeze in, I'll have like 10, maybe 15 cars pull over and be like, "Ma'am, do you need some help?" And then I have to like tell people like, "No, I don't need any help," because I know how to put antifreeze in my car, but being a pretty girl, like everybody wants to help me. And sometimes I get kind of like nervous to step out my car to like pop the hood or something because I hate having people pull over and be like, "Hey, do you need any help?" when I don't need it. But yeah, that's another thing that I've noticed. I've had guys tell me like, "Oh my gosh, you're so pretty. Can I give you some money?" But I don't take it, obviously. I've had dudes in the store offer to pay for my stuff. I've had women offer to get my stuff for me too. I don't know. I'm not sure if I'm stretching this right now, but I do enjoy having people offer to help me. I think it's nice, but like I said, sometimes it can get overwhelming if it's like a lot of people coming to me at once asking, can they help me? But I really do enjoy the free things though, because who likes spending money? But yes, I love that about being a pretty girl because before I lost weight, I felt like nobody wanted to help me with anything. So yeah, I'm definitely seeing the differences between now and then, and I am loving it. All right. Lastly, number five, it's easier for me to get over stuff now. Like, if somebody is rude to me, I'll automatically think, oh, it's because they're just jealous. Or at the end of the day, hey, at least I still look good. Or let's say like a dude tried to humble me or somebody tried to hurt my feelings or like a guy tried to hurt my feelings, then I would be like, well, I don't need that. I'm a pretty girl. I could find somebody else. Like the grand scheme of what I'm trying to say is I have more of a self esteem now because I know that if somebody treats me unfairly, then I'll be able to find people who actually will treat me right and do the things that I want, and they wouldn't even complain about it. So I would say that my self esteem is a lot higher. I don't let myself go through any low vibrational situations anymore. If something is not for me, I'm a lot hopeful about finding something better. So that's another great thing I love about Pretty Privilege because most of the time I'm right. Before I had my glow up, I used to stay in really toxic situations because I was scared of the uncertainty of being alone because back then it actually was really hard for me to find somebody else and it was hard for me to be comfortable with myself. Like I'm a lot more comfortable with myself now that I look prettier because I like how I look and I don't allow just anybody to be in my life. I'm very picky about the people that I let around me, both male and female, because I worked hard for the woman that I am. I worked hard for my looks, and I can't just let any old body try to tear me down. So I feel like I love myself more, and that's my final favorite thing about being a pretty girl. So yeah, that was the end of the video today, guys. It was a short one, but I hope that this was a little bit of positivity compared to what I usually post, and I hope you guys have a fantastic day.